If you're a cat person, you definitely know that awful sound, that rip of claws shredding your brand new sofa. It's probably one of the most common and, let's be honest, frustrating things cats do. So today, we're going to tackle it head on. We'll get into why they do it, and most importantly, how you can gently guide them to stop. Let's dive in. So does this picture look a little familiar? Yeah, you absolutely love your cat, but you also love your furniture, right? It can really feel like you're fighting this losing battle, and it's so easy to just think your cat is being naughty or destructive. But what if I told you there's a whole lot more going on just beneath the surface?
I just love this take from a user on Reddit because it completely flips the script. Instead of seeing destruction, they're seeing excitement, communication, maybe even showing off. And honestly, they are totally onto something. This is our first huge clue. Scratching isn't about being bad, it's a message. And once we learn how to read that message, we can finally find a real solution.
So to do that, here's our game plan for today. We'll start by defining the problem, then we'll get into a cat's instinctual need to scratch, figure out what makes the perfect scratching post, see what the science actually tells us, and finally wrap it all up by creating a truly feline-friendly home where everybody wins. Okay, first things first. Cat behaviorists have this great term for issues like this: normal feline behavior that bothers humans. And that says it all, right? The problem isn't some flaw in your cat's personality. It's just a basic conflict between their natural instincts and, well, our desire to have nice things. The real key here is understanding, not punishment. So let's really get to the heart of it. Why is this behavior so deeply wired into them? Why do cats have this almost overwhelming urge to scratch things? Well, it turns out it's not just one thing. It's actually a super complex behavior that's absolutely essential for both their physical and mental health. It pretty much boils down to three big reasons. First, it's just good hygiene for them. It's like a cat manicure. Scratching sheds that old dead outer layer of their claws and keeps them sharp and healthy. Second, it's a full body workout. You know that big, satisfying stretch they do when they scratch? That flexes everything from their little paws all the way up their back. And third, and this is maybe the most important reason of all, it's how they talk. And this really gets to the core of their communication style. See, cats have these little scent glands in their paws, so when they scratch something, they're leaving behind way more than just claw marks. They're depositing their own unique scent, their pheromones. It's basically like leaving a little invisible post-it note that says, hey, I live here and I feel super confident and secure in this space. Okay, and this right here brings us to the most crucial point of this entire explainer. You can't, and you really, really shouldn't, try to stop your cat from scratching. It's a vital, totally natural need. The real goal, the game changer, is to redirect that instinct onto something you want them to shred. So let's build them a better option. And this is where we see this huge disconnect between what we often buy for our cats and what they actually want and need. They are desperate for a tall, super sturdy post that won't move an inch, but we give them these short, wobbly things. They need a rough, shreddable texture like sisal or cardboard, but they get soft carpet that can actually snag their claws. And we hide it away in a back room when they want it right out in the open, where everyone hangs out. Now this is what we're talking about. A scratching post needs to be at least 3 feet high so an adult cat can get that full, glorious back-stretching satisfaction. And stability? It is completely non-negotiable. If a post tips over or even just wobbles once, a cat might decide it's untrustworthy and boom, never use it again. So here's your action plan. First, give them choices. A vertical post, maybe a horizontal cardboard pad. See what they gravitate towards. Always go tall and sturdy. Now, location is absolutely key. Put the post in a socially important area, like right next to the sofa they've been scratching. Because, and this is a huge takeaway, when your cat scratches the arm of your sofa, it's actually a compliment. They're marking the social hub of the home. So you just have to put the yes right next to the no. And finally, make it a party. Rub some catnip on it, dangle a toy from the top, make that post irresistible. Now, the cool thing is, we don't just have to guess what cats like. Researchers have actually studied this stuff. So looking at the data can help us move away from just random advice and toward making some really smart, evidence-based decisions for our cats. A 2020 study gave cats a bunch of different materials to choose from. Not surprisingly, cardboard and rope were the huge winners. But here's the real kicker. Sofa fabric came in a close second. This tells us our couches are genuinely appealing to cats. It's not random at all. And look where carpet is, way down at the bottom. So our goal isn't just to provide an alternative, it's to provide a better one. So what about all those synthetic pheromone products that are supposed to influence behavior? Well, the science here is a little bit mixed. That same 2020 study found that Feliscratch, which is a product you put directly on the scratching post, didn't really seem to make a difference. But on the other hand, a big study in 2023 found that a Feline classic diffuser, which releases calming pheromones into the whole room, did lead to a significant drop in unwanted scratching. Now, it's important to mention that the Plus One study was funded by Siva, the company that makes Feline, which is just something to keep in mind when you're looking at the results. All right, so you've got the right post, it's in the right place, and you understand the science behind it all. The final piece of the puzzle is just putting it all together to create an environment that gently and positively guides your cat towards success. Think of this as your little cheat sheet. When you see your cat using the post, make a huge deal out of it. Praise them, give them a favorite treat, a good chin scratch. If they start to scratch the furniture, don't yell, just calmly pick them up and gently redirect them to the post. But whatever you do, never punish them. Squirt bottles, shouting, all that stuff just creates fear and anxiety, which can actually make the scratching worse as they try to calm themselves down. And definitely don't force their paws on the post. That just creates a bad vibe around the one thing you want them to love. And just a few final thoughts for you. Please remember to be patient. You're helping them unlearn a habit that feels completely natural to them. Channel all that kitty energy with lots of interactive playtime. Make sure their world is interesting, with high places to climb and safe spots to hide. And of course, if this scratching behavior is new or has changed all of a sudden, your first stop should always be a checkup with your vet to rule out any medical stuff. Look, if you only take one single thing away from this explainer today, let it be this. Scratching is not a bad behavior. It's not your cat being spiteful. It is a deep, instinctual, and absolutely vital need for your cat's health, for their exercise, and for their communication. Once you really, truly embrace that, you can start working with your cat's nature, not fighting against it. So the next time you see your cat over at the arm of the sofa, just pause for a second. And instead of feeling frustrated, try to feel curious. What are they trying to say? Are they just really happy to see you? Are they feeling maybe a little bit insecure today? Or are they simply reminding you and themselves that this is their happy, safe, and wonderful home? You know, changing your perspective is the first and most important step to finding a solution that works for both of you.